Welcome back to another episode of Chatty Chit Chats with Chatty Mother. So today I really wanted to come on because I just been in my thoughts and I've been having some heavy feelings. I kind of wanted to do like a part two to the grief. I did like a episode back a couple months ago, a few months ago, with my daughter in the Teen Perspectives series. If you go back, you'll be able to find those videos. But we talked a little bit about grief and just how we felt about having to grieve my grandmother who recently passed earlier this year. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that and talk about it a little bit because I feel like for the last couple weeks, I think also like, the last 2 months, if you listen to the last episode, I was talking about, my business and how I took two months off and was just focused on myself and things like that. And I think what's happening now is like, I'm coming down to like, I'm not as busy. Like I've said, I've done all the things for my business. I'm just kind of on like a even playing field right now. Like the kids have started school. Everybody's adjusted, like all the hustle and bustle chaos, new chaos is kind of like, it's kind of leveled itself. And I think because of that, I'm less busy, I'm less distracted, and I'm more able to access my feelings. Guys, it sucks. It sucks. I've been missing my grandma like crazy. And I think for me, it's like, I've been using distraction for sure to kind of like, to kind of help me just, mask my feelings and kind of just help me get over it. And I feel like in my mind, the way I'm thinking about it is like, the more time that I distract myself, the longer that I'm able to distract myself, the less it will hurt when I do have to really think about that and really like grieve about it. But it's like my mind, body, and soul is like, no, bitch, you are about to grieve this shit now. And so like that's kind of where I've been. I've been feeling really heavy. I've been crying so much on and off, just really down about her. Like I really, really miss her. I have a lot of guilt. I think I'm right now in that phase of like, I'm not able to really look past, I really want to get to part of grieving where I can think about just the good stuff. Like, the amazing memories that I have, her beautiful laugh, all of her wisdom, her amazing funny stories. Like, she was just amazing. And there's so much good to think about. But right now, I'm in the phase of like, I just keep going back to feeling guilty about, leaving her because I moved about 8 months before she passed away. I moved about 8 to 10 months, I would say, before she passed away. And I lived right across the street from her, and we had such a close bond. Like, me and my grandma were like thick as thieves. Me and my grandma was always on the phone every single day, talking for hours, just about different things. And she was so involved in my life. So I just think that it's the guilt is just really killing me as far as like, just knowing that her heart was probably broken, obviously, about me leaving. And just knowing that I wasn't there. Like, I was there in her last hours of her life. Thank God, I'm very grateful that I was able to be there. But the grieving part is just so heavy. Like, it's really, really heavy. And I've never experienced anything like this. I've always heard people talk about grieving in the different stages. And, I've definitely had people pass away before, but not somebody that I've loved this much. It's just been really hard. I've been trying to give myself grace and stuff. And it comes in waves. Like, literally, I get triggered by seeing something on TV, which I'm sure those things happen for most people who lose somebody, or just for different situations. Like, if it relates to you, you can be triggered by it. But also just randomly, I'll be brushing my hair, or even when I have great accomplishments, like when I first opened the business and, I wanted to tell her about it. Ocean has been saying a lot of new words, my son who has autism. And he started school. He's in a private school, so he's first year of school. And like, usually it would be me and her just like discussing every single detail about all of these different events and accomplishments and new things that are happening. And I just miss her, I just also feel like I took advantage of a lot of moments that could have been even better, with her. I feel like I could have had a lot more experiences with her. So like I said, there's just a lot of like guilt and like sad feelings and just, feeling sorry. for everything that I didn't do right. I think I know I was an amazing granddaughter to her. I know that she's probably up there looking at me like, girl, shut your ass up. I can just picture her like, Chatty. Because that's what she called me. My name is Ashante, but I go by Chatty to you guys. So yeah, that's for grandma. Don't take that too far. But yeah, I just really wanted to come out here and say, like, a lot of people that are like me, I present very positive all of the time. I present very much okay, very strong, very confident all of the time, and very expressive. And a lot of times when I feel like this, I tend to keep to myself, and I don't really get vulnerable and like share my sadness with other people, because number one, I feel like I'm that person. Like, I'm that person that people come to. And like, I know I should be able to do that more, but it also makes me feel like I'm burdening people with my sadness, or my feeling down, or my lower energy, or whatever it is. Right? And a lot of times I feel like, especially in this situation with my grandma, I feel like, what can somebody really say to me that's going to make me feel better, or that I haven't already thought of or already know? I mean, I am a life wellness coach. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean like I know everything, of course. Like, I still have so much to freaking learn. So there is probably something somebody could say that might help me, but I really don't feel that way. If I'm being real with myself, I just feel like there's nothing nobody could do to make this pain go away. It's just going to be something that I have to learn how to deal with, adjust to, and hope that it won't be as severe. Like, the pain is so severe right now. It just hits me every second. So I'm just really excited for it to get to the point where I can think about her without feeling so sad. And I can think about her with the good stuff. And it's not even like I have not been at the place where every single time I thought about her, I broke down. No. Maybe the first couple weeks of her death, of course. But after that, I've been pretty strong outwardly. Like I said, I was very distracted. I've been very distracted. And as I was trying to say earlier, I kind of got off track. But I was going to say that I'm basically going on to say that I present so strong and, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And a lot of times I'm going through things too. And this is just some motivation, a little inspiration to check on your friends that present like me. Check on them, because a lot of us, we want to be this positive person all the time, which is not possible to always be positive. So when we have those downtimes, a lot of us struggle with sharing that with other people, because our mission is part of my mission is to spread positivity, encourage, and build people up. So I don't want to bring people to, I don't even want to trigger people with my issues. Like, for example, I did go on a live stream and I was talking about, just how I've been feeling a little down, just trying to be more vulnerable, because I know this is an issue, trying to change it. So trying to step out of that box of like, okay, don't share. And so I decided to share with my live, like, how I've been feeling. And, the first thing people were telling me was like, oh, they also lost this person or that person. It's like, I don't want to put them back in that place of having to think about the person they lost as well. You know what I'm saying? Which is trying to help me feel better. So that's one of the struggles, and that's one of the things that I'm definitely working on just as a person. I was going to say as like a therapist or upcoming future therapist and all that stuff. Wellness coach. But no, like, just as a human being, these are things that I need to heal from, and I need to, no, not even heal from, I need to unlearn. Because I've taught myself that, it's better to keep my sadness and down low levels to myself, where it's really not okay to do that. Because, for example, I've referenced when I was feeling really down, this is just a little FYI to everybody. I would never, ever do anything to harm myself. The way that I feel now is nothing that would make me feel like harming myself. I have children to live for. I have such a happy life. I have so much to look forward to in my future. And I just feel like I need to say that to make sure that nobody feels like, oh my God, this is a cry for help. No, this is really just to share that people like Robin Williams, for example, the actor Robin Williams, who played in iRobot. He played in what's that movie, Miss Doubtfire. He played in so many amazing, funny movies. Flubber. He played all the movies that were good feels, happy. He was a comedian. He was always making jokes. Always seemed and presented very happy and positive. And then what happened? We didn't realize that he was so dark and deep and sad, behind all of that. So it's really important to check on your friends and, things like that. And I do notice that a lot of times, like, I regret the fact that I'm not so open with, like, my downsides, because a lot of times, I do feel alone in those times. And I'm like, wishing that somebody would check on me. But it's like, how would people check on me if they don't know that something is wrong with me? If I'm always presenting that I'm okay, they're just going to be like, oh, Chatty's good. Like, what does she need? I just saw her on live yesterday. She was happy. She was chilling. She just posted the other day and she looked fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I still do all of that in my darkest, saddest times. So even when you see your friends posting and, seeming happy, you talk to them and they seem okay, make sure you're really asking them, like, so how are you really doing? And don't let them give you just a basic answer like how I would. Because people ask me that, I don't think they really, really want to know. I think it's more of just a courtesy question versus like, you really want to know how I feel and you're really curious. For me, that would take somebody to ask me like 2 or 3, maybe 4 times, which is crazy. But if you love somebody and you care about people, I think that these are important steps to take, and these are important things to do when you're checking on your friends. Like, don't always be just so generic. Sometimes step out of that and get deeper and like be like, friend, like, how are you really, really feeling? Like, do you feel happy every day? Like, do you have times that make you feel really sad? Like, and you don't need to make it seem like you're looking at them like you're looking for an answer from them only. It could be a together thing where you guys check on each other and you let them know you need that from them too. Because a lot of us who present strong, seem happy all the time and things like that, we do have our times where we're going through things. And some people are going through even worse, where it's as dark as Robin Williams, where they're contemplating things like that, but yet they're presenting completely happy. And we've seen this time and time again in the media. We've seen it. We've heard it through family members. We've heard it from friends. We've heard the same story. She seemed fine. I don't know. I can't even believe it. He seemed okay. He never displayed any forms or symptoms or nothing of depression or any dark sadness. But yet, they've decided to take their own lives. Or yet, they're suffering behind closed doors in silence. Dying to cry out. Dying to ask for help, but just don't know how to do it due to, different issues, different things that we struggle with not wanting to burden people, not feeling like we'll really get an answer, or that anything would really change, or that people really, really care in that sense. So really this whole topic about me feeling down, I think I've uncovered a little bit of, I think there's a little bit of resentment within myself, from myself, for not being vulnerable during the times where I feel my deepest, darkest, most saddest. I had to take a moment to pause because I'm just here analyzing myself and that's something that I'm changing, and that's changing within this conversation as well. It's changing within, even with my personal relationships, even my spouse. I don't really like to feel like I'm burdening somebody. And she never makes me feel like that. And that's the thing. Most people don't make me feel like that. I kind of project that because that's how I feel. So I choose not to share those things sometimes, you know? But at the end of the day, one thing I just wanted to say is give yourself grace. Give yourself the grace to feel everything that you're feeling. Give yourself the grace to share what you're feeling and to cry. To tell somebody that you need a hug. To tell somebody that you just want to vent. To tell someone that you know they may not have the answers to what's going on with you, but you just want them to hear you. You know what I'm saying? And those are things that I need to work on for myself and that I will be continuing to work on for myself. Having this podcast is an amazing way for me to be more vulnerable. A lot of times, like I said, it's just positivity, greatness, happiness, living my best life. But I am human. I have a lot going on. There are a lot of stressors. I have a lot of things going on. I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of sadness. You know, for different things, different reasons, different circumstances, different times. This has just been a little bit heavier for me because I've never felt this type of sadness. And I know that it's going to pass. And I know it's just like when. For me, it's just like when. Sorry about the little noises you hear in the background. My son is not playing. But, yeah. Anyways, I just really want to come and share some of my feelings today. I mean, today has been a better day than a lot of other days, you know, more recently. And I know my grandma's looking down on me. I know she's proud of me, and I know she's here with me all the time. And I just need to keep that in the forefront and trump all other thoughts with that. But until next episode, love and light. If you're going through grieving and you need help with anything, definitely check out Google. They have a lot of ways and different tips and strategies on how to help you cope with your grieving. Until the next episode, love and light. Bye-bye.